Hello, United Church. I'm coming to you in the new lobby of our beautiful church home, and it's looking stunning. You can see that they've got a first coat of paint on. The ceiling has been trimmed up, has been closed up. Here's the elevator over here. And all the woodwork and trim is in, and you can see that we have these new separation walls. These were designed always to be here so that when you're in the lobby, you're not looking directly at the bathrooms. But let's say you have to go to the bathroom, you can walk through and then just go to our bathrooms over here. But it's just a little privacy screen to keep the lobby beautiful. But take a look at this. As I said in my video 2 weeks ago, I missed last week because, as some of you know, we had a family emergency and I had to fly to Tulsa. But as I said 2 weeks ago, we were nearing the end of this project, and so all of my updates from here on out are not like giant, whoa, look at this kind of updates. They're all just like, hey, look at these finishing touches. Doesn't that look beautiful? And that's definitely the case now. So let's just take a walk through, and I'm going to show you all these finishing touches. Here we are in our main office and meeting wing. I want to show you the finishing touches in our kitchenette. Woo! We've got a fridge, we've got a sink, and we've got a handicap accessible microwave. So awesome, beautiful kitchenette. Let's keep going. Offices, hello, nice and painted, beautiful, beautiful. Offices, I'll tell you that people have remarked that with all of this new lighting and just a fresh paint and everything and these beautiful windows, you really, and keep in mind there's no lighting in the hallway still, so the hallway is still darker than what it's gonna be. It feels so much lighter and brighter than anybody really anticipated it would. This is our gathering room, kind of our couch room. This is one of our old bookcases, which we're gonna paint and refinish, and that'll be part of our library. That'll be in there. We've just got tons of stuff going on. And then, whoo, look at this beautiful chapel. They've painted the altar and the gorgeous stained glass so that everything is this beautiful tone. This is our gorgeous, chapel and prayer room. It's just going to be a gorgeous place to pray and to center ourselves. We'll be finishing that space with a lot of thought and care. Here's our sprinkler room. They just did a sprinkler test yesterday. They put, I think, some enormous amount of water pumping through the pipes, looking for leaks. That was part of getting our sign off on our sprinkler system. All went great. They're gonna have, in the wet part of the system, a normal level of water pressure, but during that testing phase that they did the other day, they put an enormous amount of water pressure through the pipes in the whole building, and it all went well. So we are just moving and cruising towards opening day. Now, of course, the number one question on everyone's minds and hearts, our finishing team included, is when is opening day? And here's what is awesome and frustrating. It is soon. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. We are very soon going to be in our building, but I'm not going to give you an exact date until I know that date is 100% firm. So we just have to practice patience. It's a spiritual practice, and we will be practicing that together. Here is this amazing, gorgeously finished off Bradford Lewis Hall. And let me turn the lights on. It's the middle of the day, so you won't get the full effect, but we just installed all new lighting. Let me turn the ones on down here. So that this room just sparkles and shines. Let's take a look at this lighting. Boom. Those are all new LED lights recessed into the ceiling there, and they just provide gorgeous light tone. You can also see that the old metal grating that was under the stage has been filled in. Everything's painted. It looks super fresh. We have a fresh coat of black paint back here. And you might remember that we have a new closet. We have tucked storage space into this church in every which way. And so we have this closet on the stage that we've never had before. So we're not going to be using the stage for storage as we have done in the past, but we do have a storage room on the stage to tuck things away. Now, as you may have heard, the person who was contracted to do our deck tragically passed away. Our thoughts and prayers are with his wife and his child that he left behind. And so, of course, as a community of faith, our number one concern is just for him and his humanity and for the people he left behind and their grief. But it also means on a practical level that our deck is not going to get installed until October, but that's okay. We can be patient. We're still going to open up the building on schedule because having a deck is not required for occupancy permits. But you'll just have to know that that will be another exciting thing that we will get to watch together be built and unfold, is that deck, which is going to be built in October. All right, let's take a look at other spaces. Again, I don't have any big reveals because we're almost done. It's really just like, oh, look, they turned the lights on in that room. Oh, look. Things are just continuing to get a second coat of paint. This is a fun area. They finally opened this up for us. This is our worship supply area with a sink and a closet to store all of our altar cloths and whatnot. Right now it's housing some of our things, but it's just a nice space that we've not really had dedicated space for before. As you remember, these are our bathrooms. Let me open this one up so you can remember. Here's a bathroom. Ooh, they've got, look at that, that's new. We now have the mirrors in the bathroom. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna take you to the skyline room. Absolutely stunning, that skyline room. So beautiful. We go right back here. We've also been working, your board members have been meeting and discussing the new rental policies and rental fees for all of our beautiful spaces. We're so excited to welcome our community into our spaces. We just want to make sure our policies and our rental prices are up to snuff to show the true value of what we're offering to the community here. So that is happening. We've had so many rental requests already for all kinds of groups looking to rent our church for space. And it's really exciting to get to see what might take shape. All right, let's come on back here. Okay, coming down. Coming into the sanctuary. They were working on adding these handicap accessible spots today to our pews, and they've just finished up. So here is one handicap accessible slot. Here is another handicap accessible slot. We've decided to put handicap accessibility in all kinds of places to give our handicap members and friends options. And then back here, I'll show you what we did. This was a little bit of extra thinking that went into this. We added handicap accessibility, of course, back here, but then we also created in this back row like a double wide pew. You know how there's like regular stuffed Oreos and then there's double stuffed Oreos? This is like a double stuffed pew. We have one on this side and one on this side. Why have a double stuffed pew? Well, for starters, we envision that walkers and wheelchairs and other canes and just People who need a little bit extra space around their legroom is going to enjoy having extra space in this pew. And then also parents with young kids. You know, if you've got a toddler who's sort of crawling around and somebody wants to color and somebody brought a truck, you know, this is a pew that you can hang out in, and your kids can kind of just run amok at your feet in this pew as well. So we kind of were thinking that that would be a really welcoming feature to have a double stuffed pew in the back. And so that's what that is. We've also removed some other pews back here. We took 2 out the back. One had already been removed just to create some extra space post-COVID, you might remember. But we took 1 more out too, just to open this space up, create a little bit more walking around room. Again, room for walkers, wheelchairs, room for people to kind of stand and chat, sit and congregate, play with children, maybe put in, you know, a sign-up sheet or 2, whatever the heck we want to do back here. Just gives us some flexibility, some space. Some folks have wondered, well, does that mean like if we have a super big wedding or a super big funeral that we won't be able to accommodate that? No, of course not. We would never want to limit ourselves in this way. The number of fixed seating we have in a space does not limit the capacity of a room. And so what we would do if we had a super big event where we would want extra seating in the back, we can put in rows of chairs. And so that's how we would accommodate, you know, maybe at Easter and Christmas and some weddings and funerals, we can always add chairs in the back. But for your average Sunday, this is going to keep us together, provide some flexibility in the seating to accommodate all kinds of accessible requirements and also just child-friendly options, and keep us all together. Now, look at this paint job. First coat of paint is on everything. Some places have 2 coats of paint. It looks stunning, friends. It looks absolutely stunning in here. Just the gorgeous quality of the paint. For some reason, my Steadicam is a little bit askew, but that's all right. And so you might be noticing around the cross back here that we have some big open spaces. Where the heck is the organ? Well, we took the organ out to help preserve it during construction. So it is actually in a secure offsite location. It was professionally removed by a professional organ company, and it's going to be professionally reinstalled at the end of September. That means there might be 1 or 2 weeks that we reopen where we don't have our organ quite yet installed, but that's okay. Just remember, it's coming soon. Installation date is, I believe, beginning September 18th is when it will be professionally reinstalled and cleaned. Now you can see up there in the attic, we've got some electricians working on that new entrance to the steeple attic area above the sanctuary. That is a new safe access point for people who need to get up into the sanctuary. And so that's a really great feature that we have. You may have also noticed that our front doors outside have gotten a beautiful coat of deeper mahogany coloring. So the goal out there is to have the front doors be the same deep, rich, glossy mahogany on the outside as they are on the inside. And so we've got folks who are good at that kind of thing working on that. Another place we've tucked storage is up here. You can see this hidey hole door. This is storage to our little above attic where we can put other things. We really, folks, have storage all over this church, more than what we need to meet our needs, and potentially storage for some of our mission partners as well. Another thing to keep in mind, I know this is crazy to think about, I'm going to take you down into the basement because I want to show you, and just look at the lighting. Lighting makes such a huge difference. Do you guys remember how dark and dingy this stairwell was? They just added this light. I'm going to show you right now. It's motion censored. It's just this simple LED light. Now you can see on the left, that's the motion sensor. Most of our lights in this building are going to be motion censored, which is a very green feature. It means it'll turn off if nobody needs it. And you won't have to remember to turn lights off and on, but it'll turn right on as soon as you walk up to it. So it's just so beautiful to have like gorgeous lighting. Anyway, so let's come down. What was I talking about? Oh my goodness. Let's go into the daycare while I try to remember what I was talking about. I was talking about something. Oh, I was going to tell you about the basement. That's what I was talking about. And how much storage we have down there, because I'm going to show you. Let's see. Oh, there's no light right now in the basement. That's something they're probably working on. So I'm not going to show you the basement, but I will tell you that we have 2 basements now that are completely empty. They don't have any mechanical systems in them except for an elevator room, but there's nothing in the basement, and we have 2 of them. How do we have 2? We have one that's in our normal basement location, and we have a whole other basement that has an external stair access point only, which is the little sliver of basement that's left over from, it's basically what's under where the sky view room is. That was all actually part of the addition. We kept it. So we have this sliver of extra basement. So we have 2 basements, plenty of storage room. We have 2 basements, attics, tons of closets that we've added. There's just a lot of storage. Cannot emphasize that enough. We are not going to be wanting for storage, because also this is storage. All of these closets are our church's storage too. Here we go. Look at this. Daycare is almost ready to reopen. Things are rocking and rolling in the daycare. Not too much different from my last video, because things were pretty much done my last video, but here's what has happened since my last video. This electrical room is now live. We have got so much going on in this electrical room. It's absolutely fantastic. And this is now the electrical room that's powering our whole church. That transformer outside is on. We are rocking and rolling here at United Church in Walpole. Unbelievable. It smells really good over here too, because they've been cleaning like crazy. I can smell like a really good smelling cleaner. It's just beautiful here. I'm just walking, showing you all the stuff. This is a great area for daycare. Daycare has got a lot of things already moved in. They cannot wait to open up. And there's our beautiful backyard with those brand new playgrounds ready for kids to jump on in and start playing away. I cannot wait. So when is everything opening up? Very, very soon. We're going to be having Rally Sunday on September 17th. That will be in Blackburn Hall. But we might be over here on the 24th or maybe October 1st. We're not saying a date yet because it could be either of those. And we don't want to box ourselves in. If I tell you one date thinking, I want to be on the safe side, that's kind of annoying because maybe we could have started even sooner. But if I tell you a date too soon and then we have to back it out, then it's going to be annoying because we're constantly kind of moving the goalpost. Now, I know it feels like we're a little bit always moving the goalpost, but we're moving the goalpost in terms of just our estimates. But I'm not going to give you a firm like, this is the reopening day, until I'm 100% that that's the reopening day. Things are just moving along. We also have got a contract now for external landscaping. We're going to do a big cleanup. But then after that one big cleanup that we're going to pay for out of our capital campaign budget, we're going to have to maintain this landscape with just, our own members' sweat equity. So we hope that you love gardening as much as other members of our church do, because we're going to keep things maintained ourselves. Of course, we'll have somebody mowing the lawn and doing spring and fall cleanup, but planting the flowers, weeding the garden beds, making everything look beautiful is something we're going to continue to rely on our church members to do. Right now, the front looks awful because it cannot be mowed. Everything's too uneven. But again, that's going to be evened out. Get a little dozer out here. It's going to be all cleaned up before we reopen. These are those beautiful doors that we're getting the color tone right on. Cannot wait to welcome you back to United Church in Walpole. See you soon, friends.